Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mysterious Mr. Ryan and welcome to possibly my favourite build. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Millennium Falcon. So in light of the new Star Wars film coming out at the end of this year, I want to do something quite Star Wars related, and I'm a big Star Wars fan, so when I saw the schematic on Google for the Millennium Falcon, I couldn't resist the opportunity to give it a go. So to start off with this build, what I've done is I've laid out a massive ground floor just to give me an area to work on this elevated off the ground. So I'm then going around laying out all the major rooms, major areas based off a schematic I found on the internet. The schematic I'm using is based on a top-down view, some expanded universes, and the whole build is based off everything I found on the Star Wars Expanded Universe database, and also everything that I have managed to find through films, clips, images, and even some Lego toys as well. So as you can see, what I've done is laid out the main areas of the room, and I'm just now working on where the engines will be, and also some areas of the front as well. Now, as with all my builds, but I want to stress this even more with this particular build, there is absolutely zero custom content in this. This is completely stock Sims. So obviously I'm using the expansion packs, but anyone can physically download this and you don't need any extra packs, which also means that anyone, as long as you've got all the same expansions as me, you can actually make this yourself. So obviously as we move up now, what I'm actually doing is trying to make this look as close to the Millennium Falcons as I can. The problem with the Sims 4 at least is there are currently no dome or curved roofs involved, so I'm having to make do by creating these sort of wiry areas, segmentation, sections, and sort of, you know, general kind of areas I can colour in different ways to make it feel as close to the Millennium Falcon. If I had curved roofs, I would have loved to have used them to make this look even better, but I'm making sort of the best of the items I have. So this version of the Millennium Falcon is as livable as I can physically make it based off the schematics I've got. Some certain areas are a little bit all over the place in the form of the bathrooms. There's quite a few scattered around the build. That's purely because of the way this has been designed. It's kind of hard to fit everything in, but I've managed to fit enough bedroom space for 3 bedrooms. There are 3 bathrooms, actually 4 bathrooms, tell a lie, scattered around the build, with a couple of en-suites for the smaller bedrooms and a central bathroom, which you'll see when we move to the inside. So the area I'm working on the roof here then, I've created the separations. Now I'm creating sort of the wire runs or cable runs that would be on the top of the Falcon itself. So trying to make them quite erratic, sort of none of them really connect together, they're sort of passing through one another, and trying to link them a little bit where possible, but again trying not to get too much symmetry in here by trying to mix it up and get designs all over the place, different shapes, different styles, different angles. Yeah, just try and make this look as real as I physically can. After completing this, the next step will be to go and colour the roof and then start putting some of the top designs on as well, but for the time being just finishing off with the wiring on this back area now. So as you can see, there's the overhang on this bit here, and I mentioned earlier this is going to be for the engines, where they would actually sit. So when we get to that, I'll explain how I've lit it up, what kind of tiles I've used to actually get it to look as close as I physically can. So I'm now moving on. This is quite a dark concrete looking flooring, so this covers the entirety of the build to begin with, and then what I'll do is I'll pick out key areas to actually look to highlight. So based on some designs I saw, the whole top of the Falcon is quite a dark grey, but there are some certain areas that are more blacky, burnt looking, and yeah, so there's some dark areas in here. There's also some light areas as well. Around the engine area especially, there's quite a few light areas. So again, I'm trying to go around here, just trying to be a bit erratic with it. I'm trying not to get any patterns, any symmetry in this at all. And those of you familiar with the Falcon will know it does have some subtle red highlights in places. So again, just going around placing some of them to complete the roof. Now this is an area I really struggled with, so you can see there's some cheats turning on now. So the first thing I've done is unlocked all the items and created a move objects cheat here. Now the problem I'm having is placing this satellite at the top there. Now I know that's where the gun actually goes, so strictly speaking the satellite should be where that decorative item is, but unfortunately I'm having to make do. Again, those familiar with the Falcon will know it has these 6 gigantic vents on the back of it. So again, try to put the vents down. I've used lights, but again, it gives a nice subtle glow at night, which is really, really impressive. And just come around now. So what I've done here is I've just put down a base sort of wallpaper, this braille kind of texture all the way around, and then what I'll actually do is pick out some key areas and start to highlight things with different wallpapers. The palette in this is kind of hard because nothing really fits this very well, so I've tried to make do with the best I can. So I'm using some of the weird custom wallpaper here that was added a few packs ago. I've never really found a massive chance to use it, so really pleased I got to use that nice vivid electric blue on the engines at the back there. So just going around then, just picking out some details now and just highlighting some certain areas where the escape pods would be. There are no real windows on this build, so the whole thing is sort of quite limited in window space. So apart from it, on the escape pods either side, and on this particular bedroom here, you can just see the move objects cheat will be turned on and off quite a few times through this build. And obviously on the iconic cockpit here as well, just putting down some windows all the way around. So as we move to the downstairs area now, this is where sort of I've decided to go for a kind of a landing dock kind of area. So stairs leading up into the Falcon there, a pathway leading to the stairs or the landing area, and obviously just going around putting down some base landing gear as well. Aside from that, this downstairs area is pretty empty. So you could easily turn this into like a spaceport if you wanted to by adding some stuff to it. But I was trying to keep it focused on the Falcon as best I could. That was the main thing I wanted. So as I've gone around here, I've just put some lights around the edge as well, just to give it a subtle glow at night and to try and light up the base of the Falcon as best I can. But again, quite a big open space, so if you were to put this on a bigger spaceport or whatever it is you wanted to do. So last but not least, obviously a mailbox downstairs, and now it's time to move into lighting up this back area of the Falcon. So as you can see, nice really bright blue, and then what I want to do is light it up. So I've put the move objects cheat on and actually hidden those lights at the top, and as you can see they poke through the ceiling just a little bit. It's actually not an issue they poke through the ceiling. I think it's a subtle price to pay. So this is the entrance kind of gateway, gangway, whatever you really want to call it, the entrance stairs. So what I've gone for is kind of a hazard looking floor there, some subtle lighting, and then a big door there as well. So I'm just going around the build now, just placing some doors in and adding some walls that I forgot to put in. The doors themselves will not remain, they will be replaced with a slightly different looking door shortly, and these arches will be repainted white as well. Now you'll see me start to work on the interior of the build, and then the doors will change. I'm just blocking off the interiors now of walls and stuff that will not be used through the build. So I'm doing that by using a dark brown wallpaper and a dark tiled floor, and basically try and darken the areas off as best I can. So this particular area here, this is bedroom number 1, so bedroom with an ensuite bathroom, and the bathroom itself consists of nothing more than a toilet and a sink, so just a subtle little one. So what I've done there is put a couple of lights either side of that glass door at the front there, and just going around the edge putting down some little lights as well to give it a bit of a glow. Nice big double bed with a rug underneath and a nice big spotlight above the bed. Bedside cabinet either side there. I will replace one of those with a slightly smaller one shortly, and obviously a potted plant in the corner as well. So the bedrooms themselves aren't really allocated. There is one that feels a bit more like a master bedroom, but either of these could be used for teens, this could be used for couples, it could really be used for what you wanted. You could easily convert one of these into a nursery if you wanted to. I was just trying to give it the same sort of feel of the Falcon being sort of very much a working place, not for too much for children. So as you can see, I've just lowered all the doors down with a slightly different one to allow me to put this lamp above the door there, and now it's time to put in the sink and the toilet as well. So in this bathroom, this ensuite is really small, so to try and fit everything is actually quite hard. So in the end, fitted in a sink, a toilet and a mirror as well, and then it's time to move on to the next of the bedrooms. So this one here, this is kind of a master bedroom. So what I've done is put a bookcase in here. As you can see, a nice brick wallpaper there. Obviously some posters there being added into the other bedroom, and obviously some artwork on the wall. I have unlocked every single item in the game with this, so some of this is unlockable content, and obviously a desk in the corner as well. So what I've done is I put in a computer desk here, obviously some artwork, some lights, some decorative items on the wall, and a nice big piece of artwork above the double bed in the center there. I'm just going to swap that out for a bed I prefer. Again, sticking very much with the ultra modern futuristic theme that Star Wars has, even though I know at the very start it does say a long time ago in a galaxy far away. So just a rug under the bed there, a couple of potted plants either side just to make you feel like home. And again, those posters that I've put up, or pictures should I say, feel a lot more like desert landscapes or sort of alien landscapes as well, foreign planets, and yeah. So just moving some doors now and putting down some cabinets. Now this is kind of just sort of a communal bedroom. So there's one bedside table, 2 single beds either side there. We've got a bedside table, some artwork on the wall, some flowers as well, and also there's some nail polish on the side. So if you did have anyone wanted some nail polish, that is where it's kept. Big TV on the wall, bookcase as well, and then it's time to move into the bathroom. So bathroom has the same brick style texture. All the flooring in this is pretty much metal, with the exception of some of the bathrooms which have a kind of a tiling system. So as you can see, sink, toilet, some artwork on the wall, some schematics, some plans, and some alien landscapes as well. Towel and toilet roll, and then a rug on the floor to finish it off. A rug on the floor in the main bedroom then, and then it's time to move into this central area. So the central area, this is kind of the kind of hub, if you want to call it that. So what I've done is start off with a nice metal floor then, again with this futuristic style wallpaper, and I've put down this tiles to create essentially like 2 rows. You've got kind of a border of metallic, and you've got the tiles in the centre. So we've got some nice big lights going all the way around that centre console, and I've put some speakers in here, but I felt they looked a bit more like consoles that you could be doing some technological stuff on. Yeah, whatever. So I'm quite pleased with how that looks. So as you move into the central bathroom now, so we've got a nice big shower in the middle there. It looks a bit more like a decontamination chamber. We've got a toilet, a sink, obviously some toilet roll, and a towel on the wall as well, with a big mirror just to finish it off. This kind of area here, this is the escape pod, but I've actually used it more for a chemical lab. So what I've got is nice big tall lights there, a couple of bits of artwork on the wall there, and a big chemical analyzer in the centre, along with a rug as well. An item I've not really used before is also the hand soap on the wall there. So just working on the iconic cockpit area and the pathway to get to it. So as you can see, that archway has now been coloured white. We've got some subtle floor lighting along the side here, all the way along to the area of the cockpit, where we've put a nice metal floor and a nice archway in as well. Finishing off this hallway with some nice big posters, again sticking with the space theme now. So we've got a rocket blasting off, we've got a couple of items there, again some pictures of some fruit and veg, again just to remind you a little bit of home. As we move into the cockpit itself then, so what we've done is we've put a satellite on the wall there, some sort of alien looking symbols, a couple of lights either side, and the iconic cockpit chairs as well. Now the cockpit itself requires a little bit of imagination, because unfortunately in The Sims 4 there are no joysticks, console controls or anything like that. So what I've done is I've put 2 knife blocks, also a cutlery rack, and a couple of books and a folder as well, to try and make it feel a little bit like the knife blocks are where you sort of control the ship from, and also we have the instruction manuals, because let's be honest, Han Solo didn't know the way around his own ship. So as we move into the downstairs area then, this kind of first big area here is a communal sort of kitchen dining area, and this area here is the bathroom linked to it. So we've got a sink in the middle, a couple of musical posters either side there reminding you of the cantina, and we've got a decontamination shower and a toilet in there as well. Now this, as I mentioned already, is the communal sitting area, so we've got a nice dark wallpaper there as well, metallic trim, and the white tiles in the centre, and some spotlights as well. Just cornering off what will be the kitchen area, and just going to work on the iconic sofas. Now unfortunately I couldn't put some curved sofas in here as much as I wanted to, so I had to improvise a little bit by putting in the 2-seater sofas with the cube in the corner there as well, and there's also a table in the middle. So just working on the little kitchen area, so really compact kitchen now. So fridge, couple of cabinets, we've got a oven there and a dishwasher, also a microwave above the dishwasher as well. No sink in there unfortunately, but the dishwasher does make up for that. We've got again some more musical artwork on the wall, couple of bookcases full of books that you can read all about space and where you're going. Maybe even a map or two might be useful. So just moving on with a couple of decorative items, and who can forget the famous chessboard, where the famous words, always let the Wookiee win. So what we're going to do now is we've got a little bit of a breakfast bar now. So I say a breakfast bar, this is kind of the main sitting area, so there's a nice bank of seating all the way around. The move objects cheat is still on, which has allowed me to make that corner piece there at angle, so bear that in mind. I'm not sure if you download this. Sometimes I found that the move objects cheat does kind of break things, so just bear that in mind. If you do download this, you may need to fix a couple of the items. So this last area here then, this is kind of a gym fitness area. Obviously if you're going through space, there will be fake gravity for you, as we know in the Falcon does have gravity, but in this particular area it is also useful to have a fitness regime to keep fit and agile against the forces of the Empire. So some nice big walls of mirrors, futuristic looking runner machines, a couple of weight machines in there as well, and also because Han being the rogue he is, I'm also going to put in a big punch bag as well in the centre. Some artwork on the wall, and just finishing up with some decorative items now on the walls, and also a speaker above the door next to those two lights. So this speaker is to act as more like the sound system, so I put one of those above the main doors there in the centre area, and also in the fitness room. So that done now, it's now time to move on to the glamour shot of the Falcon itself. So I have to admit, this is one of my favourite builds. I'm so pleased with how this came out, so I hope you like it as much as I do. If you do like it, don't forget you can download this on the Sims 4 gallery. Just search Mysterious Mr. Ryan or Mr. Ryan Millennium Falcon and you should be able to find it, no problem. Links to my Twitter. Obviously don't forget to like and subscribe this video down below. It means so much to me when you do. I do read all the comments as well, and I do get the occasional comment, which is amazing from you guys, so thank you all so much, and don't forget to share this video with your friends as well. So just as we do the final few glamour shots now, I just want to thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure building this, and I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mysterious Mr. Ryan. This has been the Millennium Falcon, and I'm out. I will see you later, and take care.